Welcome to Pokemon Go Ahead. I'm Alex Scum, aka Cheekleg. Guys, I don't know about you, but there is so much to talk about that I have to break this down into two parts. Part one, which is what you're watching right now, we're going to cover everything for the brand new season that is going to start tomorrow, March 1st, which is the season of World of Wonders. This is going to debut Poipole in a research. There are some seasonal bonuses that focus on raids and some other good stuff. And then part two, we're going to cover some content that is going to be happening that is scheduled throughout the month of March. There's a lot of exciting stuff. Don't get me wrong, it's looking really good. So before we talk about everything for the World of Wonders season, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about this season. Now let's not waste any time, let's dive in to the details. First thing we need to talk about is Poipole. Poipole is a new Ultra Beast that's coming to Pokemon Go, and Poipole is just so cute. I'm assuming we're gonna get this for the seasonal special research that we're gonna have, I'm assuming, and then once we get it, we're gonna bond with it, we might evolve it, we'll have to see. There's also gonna be a paid time research for the entire season. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. It might be like $5 to $10 because it's gonna be like a 3-month event, which by the way, it's gonna start on March 1st and it will end on June 1st. It's called the Wonder Ticket, and all of the start for a new season where trainers are able to purchase a new 3-part ticketed experience. It better be worth it because it doesn't sound exciting that it's paid and it will expire if you don't finish it. Now the seasonal bonuses, again, they're all focused on raids because apparently there's a lot of Shadow Raid bosses, lots of Mega and Primal Raid bosses, and lots of regular returning legendary raid bosses as well. So the bonuses include an increased damage dealt by Pokemon participating in raids with friends, 1 additional raid pass per day by spinning gyms, and finally increased XP for defeating 1 and 3-star raid bosses. This also includes 1 and 3-star Shadow Raid bosses. Every single season we get a new set of Pokemon encounters for the research breakthrough. We have Hisuian Sneasel, Dubwool, Jangmo-O, Sandygast, Furfrou, and Goomy. They're all kind of decent. And also during the season, we're going to get some brand new Shadow Legendary Pokemon, Shadow Raikou, Shadow Entei, and Shadow Suicune? Shadow Raikou is going to be the #1 focus because it is the #1 electric type attacker. And then of course, Shadow Entei is probably one of the top 10 fire type attackers. And Shadow Suicune will look super cool as a shiny, which by the way, they have a shiny chance. Now every single season in Pokemon Go, we get a different set of cycle of seasonal habitats and seasonal eggs. So we're going to talk about the seasonal habitats first, starting off with the cities. So if you're in a city, the following Pokemon you can encounter are Togetic, Gardevoir, Delcatty, Gulpin, Stunky, Purloin, and more. If you're around a mountain biome, you're going to see Magcargo, Phanpy, Nosepass, Medicham, Duskull, Carbink, and more. In forests, you're going to see Jumpluff, Absol, Elgyem, Phantom, Dupeter, Fomantis, and more. And finally, around beaches and water, you're going to see Quagsire, Shuckle, Surskit, Clam, Pearl, Inkay, Clauncher, and more. Now, if you guys are in the northern hemisphere, which is where I am, you're going to encounter Hisuian Growlithe, Mawile, Bagon, Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott, and more. And finally, if you guys are in the southern hemisphere, you're going to get encounters with Hisuian Voltorb, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Skarmory, Larvitar, and more. And I'm not going to lie, these eggs are looking pretty good this season. I'm going to explain why. But first, let's talk about what's in what. Starting with the 2-kilometer eggs, we have Togepi, Gothita, Solosis, Larvesta, Fletchling, and more. In 5-kilometer eggs, we have Lickitung, Sableye, Roggenrola, Larvesta, Skrelp, and more. 5-kilometer eggs from the Adventure Sync, which means you have to walk approximately 25 kilometers a week before Monday 9 a.m. every single week to get some rewards, including an egg. So if you walk 25 or more, you get a 5. 50 or more, you get a 10. We'll talk about 10 in a second, but 5-kilometer eggs from Adventure Sync will include Gligar, Mantike, Tortuga, Archon, Phantom, and more. Now let's dive into the 7-kilometer eggs. You have Alolan Vulpix, Galar Slowpoke, Galar Farfetch, Paldean Wooper, and Galar Stunfisk. And then I didn't know about this. Apparently you get a different set of Pokemon from 7-kilometer eggs if you do a route. You get Hisuian Growlithe, Paldean Wooper, Hisuian Sneasel, Pawniard, and Volipede, and more. I'll explain why that's exciting in just a little bit. In 10-kilometer eggs, you have Larvesta, Goomy, Turtonator, Charcadet, and Frigibax, and more. 10Ks. Oh my gosh. Finally, 10-kilometer eggs from Adventure Sync. Again, 50 plus kilometers per week. You get Dratini, Dino, Goomy, Turtonator, and Jangmo-O. Number 1. Turtonators and eggs. Normally it's in raids or research if it's part of the event, depending on what it is. But the fact that you can get it in 10-kilometer eggs is a little bit more likely to get a shiny than just waiting for a cycle of raids to come through. So if you need that shiny Turtonator, you better want to grab those 10Ks. And then let's go back to the 7Ks from routes. Number 1, I didn't know you can get different Pokemon from 7Ks in routes. Number 2, Pawniard and Volipede are there. Why does that matter? They're normally exclusive from 12-kilometer eggs, and it just requires a lot of resources like Team Go Rocket Leader, radars, and incubators, and all this other stuff, and it takes 12 kilometers. The fact that you can get it from a 7-kilometer egg just for walking a route, granted you have to go outside to do it, this is great because if you're trying to shiny hunt for these guys, that's awesome. And then finally, Charcadet, which I should mention that it's going to be released during an event from March 5th to the 11th, and it's going to be in 2, 5, and 10. But after the event, so you're not going to get it right now, but after the event, which is like March 11th moving forward, you can try to get Charcadet. This is important because more than one Charcadet is what you're going to need, since it has 2 evolutions. Guys, if you thought that was very exciting, we did not cover anything about the month of March yet. So you're gonna have to subscribe and hit the bell and get ready for part 2 that's gonna come out tomorrow, where we cover everything that is happening in the month of March. I don't know what to say except this is exciting. You'll have to see why. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.